Hola, ciao, come stai? So it happened again, didn't it? It just happened again. Something happened at the last minute and now it's thrown me right off, but I'm still going to blab on anyway. So I'm just going to light up another cigarette while you all think for a while and come in the chat. But I am going to just get on with it tonight and then get to the chat after, because you know what I'm like. I'll start talking, then I'll start looking at the chat. Oh my God, what's going on here? La la la. Go away. What the hell? My phone just started singing at me for no reason. I didn't even press anything. Hi, Get Knotted. How are you doing? So, what we're going to talk about tonight is, are you grounded? Are you grounded enough that no one can break you? But I've got a very, very, hi Luby, I've got a very, very good tip for men. And this all obviously leads on to the whole toxic traits, narcissists, psychotic personalities, etc., etc. So the first thing is for the men. You have a partner. Hi, Julianne Lewis, how you doing? You have a partner or a wife. She's got a bit of weight. You're either happily married or however happy a marriage can be these days or whatever. You know what it's like. You get happy, settle down, you both lose a bit of weight, you all both have a tiny bit of a belly. But for a woman's appearance is extremely important to her, and she will always beat herself up when she puts on weight, and obviously depression as well. Many women, especially in their 40s or even 30s, when they get depressed, and you know what depression's like, it can destabilize you. They can put on a hell of a lot of weight. And you know what it's like. Weight is much easier to put on than it is to get off. Here's the top tip for men out there. If you're dating or if you have a partner or a wife and she's put on some weight, because not a lot of men out there realize their words are really, really important. As a man, if you're a grounded man, your sole purpose is to protect your girl. And that's even from her own, sometimes, if you like, little insecurities. So just an easy scenario. Your wife or partner put on a bit of weight. You're going to a party next week. She knows she's, been bad on her diet, or she knows the party's come around far too quickly and she's not going to lose the weight in time. So she's trying to get into some of her old clothes. You know what women are like. They come down, don't they? They do this. I'll do an example. Hang on. Bear with. They'll do this, won't they? They'll come down the stairs. They'll come down the stairs, swinging their hips. Hi, darling. Does my bum look big in this? And the guy's like thinking, oh my God, yes, it bloody well does. But it's all to do with your wording. Men, you have to make your idea your partner or wife's idea, and this is how you do it. A grounded man will naturally know how to do this because he understands his wife's insecurities. Because, like all women, when we age, our skin gets a bit thinner, especially around the face. So you could have those little annoying veins showing up because it's on your face. That's a real self-esteem killer for a start. You've obviously got stretch marks. You've obviously got a bit of a flappy belly from losing a bit of weight. Because sadly, with men and women, when we lose weight, it's the core, isn't it? The belly, it's still going to be a bit flappy unless you've got the money for surgery. But a grounded man will know how to use his stability to make his idea his wife's idea, because he understands that she's going through it at the moment. She understands that although her old dress, yeah, that's true, Penny. Right, I'm not going to look at the chat until I finish, because this part is another really, really important part. making it his idea, her idea. He understands what she's going through because he loves her. And he loves her even if she's fat or not, because that's what love's all about. Obviously, yeah, sometimes you have to say, come on, love, I'll come for a walk with you. And that is a grounded man. If your husband or partner says to you, okay, you've put on some weight, you know you have, I'm going to do this with you, or we're going to do this together, that is a grounded man. And that grounded man will understand that she's feeling so shit about herself. One wrong word will send her into an even lower part of that self esteem. And then it goes downhill from there. It will start arguments. She won't want to go out the house. So, as a loving husband or partner, he knows this. So, he has to do things very, very, very carefully because you know what us women can be like. Wrong word, and that's it. Oh my God, you think I'm fat. And then it just goes round, and then he'll end up telling you words you just want to hear, not the words you need to hear. And it's not always, come on, love, you're fat, go and lose weight. It's not about all of that all the time. It's about how to lovingly let your partner or wife know that you're willing to work with them to do this, right? So what is best to do, men out there? A grounded man, or basically just a sensible husband or partner that loves you dearly, whether you're morbidly obese or not. You walk in the room swinging your hips. Oh, da-da-da-da. It's your dress sort of fits you. It's just got over your thighs, but everything's bulging out at the back and the front, and you look hideous. The worst thing to say to that lady is that you look hideous, you look stupid, don't go out like that. He will say something like, I'm not too sure about that one, love. What about this one? Although he knows the next one is also going to look stupid. And so he will twist it around and he will masterfully manage to get her to think, her to say, oh, okay, then I see what you mean now. And all you have to do is the third one, the fourth dress, that they all look hideous. And in the end, you say, look, the party's next week. I've got an idea. I'll take you out shopping tomorrow and I'll buy you a couple of outfits that you feel more confident in and that fit you, maybe fit you a bit better just in the meantime. And that's an important word again to say to that lady. Just in the meantime, while we're working on losing your weight, or just in the meantime, because that will give her a sense of security and the confidence she needs to carry on losing that weight. Even if you can't see your wife, husband, or whoever losing weight, you can see they're falling a bit. Still tell them they look good, because it's the positives that keep them going. It's the positives that say, oh, okay, oh, yeah, actually, yeah, I haven't done all that, but he thinks I'm losing weight. So tomorrow I'll start going running again or on the treadmill or whatever. You're encouraging that person to carry on in a positive way rather than saying the little tiny negative things like, no, don't eat that. I don't think it's a good idea if you eat that. Oh, no, you haven't really lost a pound this week, have you, love? I think you're telling Porky's there just to keep me happy. Just little silly things like that. It's all about being positive in a negative situation. And when it comes to women, especially, they are very, very sensitive of the way they look. So you have to work on learning how to make your idea her idea. Take them shopping. Say, no, okay, just in the meantime, we'll get you a couple of outfits that make you feel a bit more confident. Then when you've lost your weight again, I'll take you out. We'll buy a whole wardrobe of bikinis. Do you see what I mean? So, but a narcissist, if you're unfortunate and have a narcissist husband, it will be the total opposite, won't it? He will keep digging you out because he needs you to stay weak. And this is why, when you're single especially, you need to become that grounded in yourself where no one will break you. You need to become so aware of yourself, so secure in your ability to sense when something's off, that a narcissist would rather walk on by than start playing with you. Now, what happens when, for example, again, the easiest way to talk about narcissism is in marriage. So, you've got married, his true colours have started to come out, and he knows that something is off. He knows or opposite sex as well. He knows basically. But what people don't realise is for months beforehand, over the years or over even sometimes it can take a couple of months, he will already be putting seeds of doubt about you into your circle, into your work colleagues, into your family, because he's preparing for that time when you corner him or her. And when you go to corner that narcissist, it's not just about psychological, I can't talk tonight, psychological warfare to them, because they don't come back with logic, truth or clarity. It's war to them. It's right out war. And in real life, when toxic people, if you was to corner one of them in real life, they wouldn't dare show you their neck, because all they are is weak, insecure, very insecure people that thrive of putting others down, or thrive of destroying other people's lives. So when a narcissist, for example, is cornered, he's already got his backup plan. He's already got his little support group of friends and family that are secretly worried about you, because he's told them that you go batshit crazy every now and again. Obviously, because he's provoked you in some way. You're starting to wake up to the evil game that narc in your life is playing. This is where, when you're single especially, you have to make sure you're so grounded that if you were unfortunate enough to get into a marriage, because some narcissists can be extremely clever. I know of a lady that she was married, happily married for 10 years, and all of a sudden he came out of his shell. Turned out he was a narcissist. So if you do get into the unfortunate position of marrying a really clever narcissist like that, you need to work on yourself while you're single, and don't let yourself go. And I don't mean physically, I mean mentally. You need to get into the position where your peace, your castle, your sanity means more to you than anything else. That you would rather be alone and prepared to be alone rather than with toxic people all the time. Right, sorry, I nearly said hello to everyone there. I better not, otherwise I won't end this, will I? Where's I going? But anyway. So once this fella or woman, because sometimes women can be, in my opinion, worse, psychological narcs than men, because they're women. Women are more sensitive. They know what areas to target, don't they? When you corner a narcissist, male or female, you have to be so grounded in yourself, so secure in yourself, that you will be prepared to fight alone, because nobody's coming to save you. And the best thing to do when it comes to that is to stay silent. Say nothing. When it comes to, however, when it comes to work, let's just use YouTube, for example, because every YouTube creator's channel, in a way is their little office, isn't it? For example, say like if you have people coming in, this, that, and the other, there's always a narc out there, isn't there? There's always going on. You have to make sure you're ready to fight alone, because these people have already started their attacks on you. all the negatives, all the lies, the deceit, the fabricated whispers, the stories, the rumors. They've already they've already started all of that behind your back. And this is why it's more important that you surround yourself with people that defend you in rooms you're not in. Okay? Always surround yourself with people that defend you in rooms you're not in. Because if you haven't got that support in rooms you're not in, you're going to be alone anyway. And what the narcissists and toxic people are looking for is to break you. They want to see you react. And especially when it comes to, again, like YouTube, for example, because we're here, we might as well just use that as an example, but it can happen in the workplace, in business, in the home. When it comes to toxic people and you're their target, first you stay silent. You can't talk to the mask, you have to talk to the intent. You have to see it for what it really is, a weak, insecure person that finds you a threat. And what these people will do is they will go around and they will normally target the weakest person, for example, weakest person in the group. And sadly, you'll find that weakest person will turn out to be the Judas all along. And because you're a target to the person who's trying to isolate the Judas, because they want to play around with them, the Judas will be of use to them for a little while. They will flick out. They will start their attacks on the strongest characters in that group, just to isolate the Judas, if you like, or the weaker person. There'll be the rumours, false accusations, this, that, and the other, because they need to flick those people out the way. When it comes to things like that, situations like that, or a narcissist attacking your business, work, whatever, stay silent, move on with your life. And another thing that works very, very well in your favour, especially when it comes to business, you can counter bait back, but you only do it once because it serves you. And once you've done that, to them, it will look like the reaction they wanted, but it's not, because you've made that happen. You've done that. You've planned that. You've done that with precision, however you pronounce it. And you've done it for a purpose. And once you've got what you needed out of that counter bait, you can move on with your life. Those people who have seen what you did there, those who know will understand. And I know Penny will understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes to get a bit of evidence, sometime to wake the masses up, you have to counter bait because it serves you. You then move on with your life. If you go silent, if you don't want to go back to wherever, you work on you. You work on stabilizing your sanity. You start a business. You focus on your family. You go out in the fields and, I don't know, meditate. You learn to love yourself again. Because for a moment, you forgot who you were. And especially when it comes to marriage and marrying narcissists, we'll just stick with narcissists for now because we all know about that topic, don't we? Or even psychopaths. It's a similar trait, but more psychotics. They're more random, aren't they? They just pick. Oh, that one over there. Oh yeah, I need that one out of the way. Yeah, get that one out of the way. She's a threat, or he's a threat. A narcissist will always see you as a threat and go to war, psychological warfare, when they know you know. And at that time, you have to be mentally and physically grounded. And then after they've had their little psychological warfare with you and everyone's throwing darts and knives and guns at you, your reputation is ruined. We can then learn a lot of the Stoic. How do you pronounce it? Stoics. That's it. Live a life that when that person does say, look, blah, blah, blah about that person, that they won't believe it because you're living a life of realness. You're living a life. You have moved on, not reacting. You're standing up, you're standing firm, and you're doing other things with your life. If people disappear from YouTube or the workplace or whatever, they haven't gone because they're weak. They've gone because their peace, their sanity, their castle means more to them than your drama, means more to them than arguing back with a psychotic lunatic. Because when it comes to narcissists, well, just toxic people in general, that's all they get out the bed for in the morning. If a psychotic person can't wake up in the morning and go and cause chaos, they wouldn't be here. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but that's all they live for. That is what drives them. If they haven't got that, they wouldn't be here. So they really, really do have to go out of their way. And that's why a lot of people choose social media, YouTube, Facebook, because it's easier to pick their targets. It's easier because there's so many people. In real life, they probably haven't got anyone. And they can't just bowl down the road and think, oi, see you over there. You're my next mission. And as Penny says, time's on your side. But you yourself, you have to work on you to become so grounded amongst the chaos that nothing will break you. And people will start to see the truth because the truth will always come out. People will see you still standing there. I mean, for example, you could have a YouTube channel and there's a false rumor and the narcissist done this, blah, blah, blah. You've lost all your subs. Good riddance. Because those subs didn't serve you anyway. And even if you do lose all your subs, you still do a live and talk to the air. You stay bloody grounded. Because in time, you've got rid of the chaff. And that's always the role. When you get to a certain point in your life, you'll naturally realise you are literally all the time sorting out the wheat from the chaff. As much as it hurts, as much as the disappointments along the way, it serves you well in the long run. So get on your YouTube channel. You've got one sub left. Get on a live, talk to the air. So what? Because in time, the right people will start walking into your office. The right people will either come back and say, look, I'm genuinely sorry. I got it wrong. My bad. What you're aiming for in your life is to get yourself with the right people, your people, not Judases, not psychotics, not narcissists, not game players, not little gossips. You need the right support around you. And that's why, for example, some people only have a couple of friends because they know those friends are grounded as well. They know them friends will support them and defend them in rooms they're not in when it comes to silly little office gossip and whatever the agenda is. And I think that's about it, really. After everything that's happened over the years and recently, and you start to think, hang on a sec, I forgot who I was. I forgot who I was. No Judas, no psychotic, no narcissist is going to have access to me ever again. Do you see where I'm coming from? And when you get to that stage in your life, and it's bloody hard work, because 1 minute you could be grounded, and all it takes is one clever, what they call narcissist, one clever narcissist to dismantle the whole lot. Because when it comes to men, have you noticed a lot of narcissists are extremely good looking, aren't they? They're blessed with good skin. They're blessed with a good metabolism. They're blessed with good looks. And they, just like Wade Wilson, when he said, I use my looks to gather my victims. And it's so, so true, isn't it? Really, really true. So more self-awareness, I think, people. And like I keep saying, don't take sides until you know the full story. And if you see any one of your friends hiding something, pull them to the side and ask them what's going on. Yeah, apart from that certain ginger one. I just need to say something quickly and we'll move on to this now. Is it HRH Jen? Jen RH Jen. You know who I mean, don't you, Jen? Big YouTuber. Oh my God, guys, do you know what? I should try and talk more fluently more often because I haven't even lit up my cigarette. I've also noticed I haven't been singing at you all lately, have I? I'm going to have to start singing again. Oh no. I was practicing this morning and my voice is getting a bit better, but I forgot. Because you know what it's like when you're doing a live, unless you get straight into it, you look at the chat and then you start and then you just, and then I muddle all my words. So I just thought, ignore the chat, get straight onto it. But do you all know what I mean? And men especially out there, don't ever tell your wife she's fat because that will kill her. And as well, did I say, if you're married to a narcissist, they'll keep digging you out. They'll keep digging you out. They would rather someone commit us. Oh no, I can't say that, can I? They would much rather get someone so low that they unalive themselves rather than to stop them being a potential threat. Because when a narcissist, especially a narcissist, is cornered, as we know, they don't reason with logic and truth. And you have to fight back with clarity and truth. You need to hold the line. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the chat now because I've probably missed like however long. Right, so hi Julie, said hello to you. Hi Penny. Hi Jen. Did I see Jim? Hi Monique, how you doing? Why is it any of YouTube business what consenting adults get up to? What's going on? What have I done? Have I done anything? Do you know what? I'm still waiting for someone to come out and say, like Dillygaff said the other day, oh, she's Dillygaff, because we sound the same. Right, my husband learnt the golden rule very early on. Happy wife, happy life. Yes, that's true. True, get knotted. But it's also happy husband, happy life. It's not all about the wife, is it? A marriage is a team. But I understand, obviously, the wife, yeah, we can flip our switch and go batshit crazy, can't we? But we need to work on not doing that because we also want our husbands to be happy, don't we? And I also don't think it's healthy for people to stay single for very long. That's what I was going to say. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't say that after the other bit before. You know, there's a saying, especially with women, there's a sort of like stigma with women, isn't there? That if you sleep with a guy on the first night or you've got a friend with benefits, you're a hoe. No, I'm going to flip this now. So don't tell me off. I'm probably going to get hated here, but I don't care. It's the truth. Women, when they've been single for a very, very long time, they also have needs. And a lot of people forget that because they expect the woman to be the better person and cross her legs all the time. Us women can be, when we're sexually frustrated. Hang on, make sure Nosy Nora's not out there. No, all safe. Joe, where's Joe? I always have to fill Joe in with Nosy Nora, don't I? We always think that a girl has to be the leader in showing the world how to be respectful. It's not at all. Women have needs as well. Just because a woman who hasn't had sex for a very long time decides to, I don't know, sleep with her friend, doesn't make her a hoe. It doesn't make her a hoe if she has a one-night stand. And that man has got no right to disrespect her because he should understand her need, because he's feeling it too. This is why I don't think it's healthy for people to stay single for too long, because us women, we can be just as bad as men. I mean, earlier, oh my God, I went out and I wish I never did. Why does there have to be so many sexy, handsome men about with no tops on? I was like, oh, blimey, checking them out. I thought, oh, you over there, you over there. Can you help me out here? I haven't had any for a long time. We can be just as bad as men. So we go on about, oh, my husband looked at that fit bird. How very dare he? I'm going to have to go on a diet. I'm going to have surgery. He's thinking about her when we have sex, make love, or whatever you want to call it. He's thinking about her. I'm never going to compare now. I'm never going to compete. I'll just stay indoors. We can be, us women, we can be just as bad. I've given you a prime example what I was like today. Because I haven't, when women haven't had any for a long time, and women's hormones are 10 times more sensitive than a man's. As long as you're both single, go and have that one night stand, because you both feel it, you both need to fulfill a need. It doesn't make you a hoe, it doesn't make him a gigolo. You both have a need. And he is not, well, he should not judge you for opening your legs as long as you keep the gate shut. You can open your legs, but you keep the gate to your life completely shut. And that one night stand could turn out to be Mr. Right. It's so brilliant. But do you see what I'm getting at? I hate the fact that women are classed as hoes just because she has a one night stand every now and again. If it was like Sucker Lawyer, then, that's a different story. It's gone for a bunk up from a oral prostitute. Do you know what I mean? And if a girl's got a different man every night, then yeah, you've got problems. But not once in a blue moon, for crying out loud. We've all got needs. Anyway, sorry, I had to add that bit in as well, because I don't want women out there thinking, oh, I have to stay prim and proper until Mr. Right comes. If you can, then tell me the secret, because I'm really struggling at the moment. Because when I got divorced, I vowed to myself I would keep myself until I met Mr. Right. It's bloody hard, especially in the summer. Very, very hard. Do you know what I mean? Very hard. So I know how men feel. And I'm sure you ladies out there that haven't had any for a long time also know how men feel. So it's not always all on the girl to behave and keep her legs shut, because if you have a one night stand, you'll be disrespected by that man, and you've got no self-worth and you're letting yourself down. No. It's when you open the gate to that person, that's when you're going to let yourself down. A one night stand, a quick bunk up is perfectly fine, because you're both fulfilling a desperate need. But opening your gate to someone, opening your life to someone that you don't know very well, that's when the danger happens. And obviously, as well, like I said, as long as you're both single and no one else is getting hurt, it's absolutely fine. I've got no problem with it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jen. You, not that you'll ever see this, but if you did, you need to stay grounded. Don't react, because we know who's behind it. And that old geezer account, yeah. I do hope, Jen, that you won't let the cops fob you off, because I do believe in America, yes, it's First Amendment. Obviously, I have a feeling that old geezer account might be, because people come and tell me things. I don't need to observe people do it on my behalf. Naturally, obviously. But they come and tell me things, and there's this old geezer account that's smearing Jen. Isn't it funny, guys, that every time someone has anything to do with Tricky, Ginge, they start getting stalked, bullied, smeared, you name it. And it's weird how all these accounts keep coming up, isn't it? You had the Bad Mummy account. Oh my God, that one's awful. Well, we know who's behind that one anyway. Then you got the likes of Bron, Pink Rinse Woman, who's always bloody, like Joey to the another certain psychotic that likes to go around fabricating stories and isolating the Judases. You've got that one going on, and Pink Rinse Woman. Can you imagine being Bron? She does get about, that one, doesn't she? She loves to get about. I can imagine her, Pink Rinse Woman, on her bike. She's like bicycle, isn't she? riding around on her bike with her angry face, looking through people's windows. "Are you blah, blah, blah? Oh, you looked at me. You must be Tom, Dick, or Harry." Going through people's letterboxes. What a sad life to lead. How angry must these people be? You know, how angry are you? Do you really go and get some help and leave people alone? Who the hell do you think you are, stalking people for months on end? I mean, look at Laura Pirate. She's been stalked by a certain person for several months at a time. And they're doing it to all different people all at the same time. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have anything to wake up for in the morning. You know? Psychotics. They're just psychotics. They're just, there's no help for people like that, in my opinion. In fact, why don't they just open the asylums back up? But Jen, don't let the cops fob you off, because the cops will try to do that because they don't want to do the hard work. Or at least save up and pay for a good private investigator and find out who that account is. Everyone knows who it is. I'm not going to mention the name on here. We all know who it is. But you need to make a point to the police that freedom of speech is fine. But when it gets to the point of targeted harassment, trying to destroy an innocent person's life, that's when the police and the authorities all over the countries need to get together and do something about it, in my personal opinion. Freedom of speech is no excuse to be an obsessed harasser, obsessed stalker. And like I said before, Tricky stalked Luke's mum for, what was it, if I remember rightly, 16 years. And it's strange, isn't it? Every time someone has anything to do with Tricky, or they have a little fallout or whatever, or if something's not going his way, he'll start stalking them. What a weirdo. Is he in jail yet? Right, sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just saying what I'm thinking. Right, let's start. I said, right, what's going on here? Right, hang on. Oh, for God's sake. Right. StreamYard, you're playing me up today. Julian, it was such a coincidence they were all on Don's live. Yeah, I don't know. Someone did say something about that, but it just went over my head. Oh, yes, that was it. They did tell me. And the truth will always reveal itself. Plotters and schemers will always let you know eventually what they were planning. And it's already happening. For example, oh, yeah, just because we don't like each other doesn't mean we can't work together. You see, things are orchestrated behind the scenes, and the truth always comes out, and it already is. And so a lot lately, I've been saying to people, see, told you so. Told you so. I told you that 10 years ago. I told you that person was a fucking arsehole. Why did you let them into the group? Why did you do this? Why did you let them into your life? Why did you let them into your car? I told you so. I don't say it to brag. I do it because I've warned everyone. This is the annoying thing. No one takes you seriously until it bloody happens. But all the time you're saying, no, no, no. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to hurt you. And then they go and do it. And the other people are like, oh my God, I wish I'd listened now. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, liars, thieves, scammers, psychotics, whatevers, they will always reveal themselves. So don't panic. Right, what are we doing now? Right, where am I? It's as if they had been informed. Yep. And another one, you know what? Another thing that's really, really funny. Half of these psychotics have got about 1 million accounts. Millions of accounts. Obviously, that bit of exaggeration, but they've got lots of YouTube accounts and lots of Twitter accounts. It's amazing. It's amazing that they spend their whole life making up Facebook accounts, or, oh no, not Facebook, because you have to show ID. YouTube accounts, Twitter accounts. Isn't it ridiculous? How many is one of them? I counted. I think it's near enough coming on to 10 YouTube accounts now because they think they're clever. They think they'll never get found out. Well, they make it bloody obvious. Bloody hell! Because those in the know. Right, why is it any of the YouTubers' business what consenting adults get up to? Yes, that's right. But what was you talking about there, Julianne? Hi, Monarchy. How you doing? Right, bloody hell, I'm back now, catching that last 4 minutes. One of dogs wanted letting out, then wouldn't come back. Bless. What's this? Yep, I was shocked Fiona didn't agree with Blair. That's another thing I was told about feral Fifi. Remember, all this time, she hasn't been fair to anyone, has she? She's never wanted evidence or been prepared to show any evidence. But all of a sudden, because her world's crumbling, she's all of a sudden decided to work on herself. Cough, splatter, not happening. But she's trying to make out she's working on herself and saying to people, oh, I want to get the facts about this Jen. I want evidence. Evidence. Let's do a live about evidence. You never gave a shit about evidence before, did you, Fifi? You never gave a toss about the people and evidence you were targeting before, did you? So don't try and fool everyone now. You're only doing it to save your own skin. You see, I knew I should have been a blooming lawyer. Right, where are we? Hi, Sylvia. How you doing? How was? I'm a bit out of the loop. Right, we're talking about narcissism and staying grounded amongst chaos. And I'm giving my top tips to men out there. Top tips to men on how to deal with your woman when she's put on weight and wants to get back in her skinny jeans, because it ain't gonna fucking happen. And then they, Sylvia, I had to explain to the men out there, they have to make their idea their woman's idea. Basically, I'm not sure about that one, love. Try this one. They know that one's going to look stupid as well. Tell you what, we'll go out shopping. Just for the meantime, get you a couple of outfits that fit, make you feel confident, self-esteem and all that. Just in the meantime, until you got back to your desired weight. And it's the wording that's very important. In the meantime. The slightest wrong word with a woman, insecure woman, my God, he'll probably have a hammer in his head. So that's what we've been talking about tonight, Sylv. It's nice not to. Who's been blocking? Who's blocked you, Julie? Right, what's been right? The XP point thing is so stupid. I really don't like it. What's the point? What's the XP point? Oh, see, this is the other problem when you ignore the chat. You don't know what everyone's talking about. It's a YouTube ploy for encouraging super chat. Yes, that's why I've had to make up a pay blah blah blah. You know what I mean, guys. I know you're all getting to know me a bit, but when I go to say something and I get it wrong, you will naturally eventually know what I mean. So you won't even have to ask. Yeah, they do get. That's why I made up a PayPal. That's it, a PayPal thing, because someone said to me they take, literally all of it. There's no point in Joe trying to make me a millionaire on YouTube through the super chats, is there? She's going to have to go to PayPal. No point. Yeah, exactly. Just walk away. That's the best thing. I mean, even when you do walk away, when they've done their ultimate damage, part one of their ultimate damage, there will be a part two, and that will be the Trojan horse. And that's what's called, as we all know, the hoovering stage, where they'll come and they'll come back to you with a tear in their eye. I messed up, babe. Can we talk? That's the Trojan horse, and you leave the bloody gate shut. Because that will be part two of them destroying another part of your life. Julianne, this is so nice over here. Adults who don't throw their toys out the pram and block you the second you have a different opinion. Uh, yes, it is nice over here, Jen. Thank you very much. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really boot people out over here unless I know it's certain people that are coming on with their fake accounts trying to advertise their new channels and try and play a game. But yeah, and their names are not worth the energy coming off of my sexy lips. I ignore nasty, just give them a long exaggerated look up and down. Yeah, best way to do it. Best way to do it. I think when it comes to family, friends are a bit easier because you could just kick them out. Friends come and go, don't they? But family and workplace, I think it's very, very important that you know how to deal with yourself in those situations as well. Yeah, just because you disagree with them, they block you. Yeah, I mean, why? Why? It's just weak, very, very weak. And there's a lot of very weak, insecure people out there, you know. And as well, I want to say something to the ladies: don't throw yourself at men. When you're friends with a man, yeah, you can have a bit of a banter because that's just it. You're just friends. If anything else happens, then what will be will be. But don't go getting jealous of other girls just because they're around a man you've got the hots for or absolutely besotted with. And when you're rejected, don't go batshit crazy and try and set them up. Fuck's sake, I hate women like that. You've got to get to a point in your life where you're not everybody's cup of tea and you're not cup of tea, and you've got to accept that. You don't get to go batshit crazy because you didn't get your own way and cause chaos just for the fun of it. No, piss off. I hate girls like that. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. I don't care. Yeah, there are many nutters on this channel. Who are the nutters on this channel? And don't say me. I already know that. Hi, Jim. How you doing? What you been up to? You've been good. We are not talking about porn tonight, Jim. Okay, not talking about porn tonight. I know that you know. Hello, all. Yeah. Yeah, Penny, time is on our side. Jim, what's been happening? No, there's no point going talking to drunks either. You're just wasting your time. Absolutely wasting your time. Intentions matter. Yeah, exactly. You always have to look behind the mask because the mark ain't listening. You're wasting your time. You have to go for their intentions, and their intentions, as we know, is to destroy your reputation, your sanity, basically. And it is a psychological war. Yeah, your lives get a lot better if you weed out the yes, I must admit. Yes, I must admit. Yeah, you're right there. Normal people who follow channels will always be real and decent, whereas delusional, pathetic. No, yep. And you hang around for drama. Yes. Why are we so obsessed with drama? I think. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think that's the way society has created us, isn't it? Because can you imagine back in the day when they started all these social experiments and social engineering on how people react to this, that, and the other. Can you imagine if it was all positive? They'd be making no money, would they? And that's how we've been programmed, is to enjoy drama. I must admit, sometimes I enjoy it too, especially when there's justice. When there's a bit of justice, I'm like, Ray, and I will keep going on with the tricky malarkey and that lot malarkey because that's different than people in my real life who have gone out their way to betray me and hurt, try and hurt me. And another thing, you have to when it comes to toxic people, and they know, or you've seen a couple of red flags down the line along your little journey together. You have to sometimes mirror back their intent, and that will come naturally as you go on and learn your own emotions. And when you become, you start to learn to how to be more grounded, you'll just do it naturally, because that mirror will come back at them as an emotion. It's not because they've hurt you. You're mirroring back their pain because they have such a massive void in their lives that they don't know what to do with it. So they have to go around deliberately trying to hurt other people. But when they look at you in the face, for example, if they were to look at me in real life in the face, they would see themselves, because I would be mirroring everything back to them. And that's a hard thing to learn. But once you start working on yourself, once you start loving yourself and knowing that one day no one will be coming to save me, I've got to stand on my own, and I've got to hold the line on my own, you'll become untouchable. Do you know what I mean? My really safe friends I can count on one hand. They are the most, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think everyone is really lucky and privileged to have even just one good friend in their life that can love you, faults and all, that can understand your flip outs, that understand what's behind it, what's triggered it, what's caused it, understand when you need time away, understands you when you're silent. Those are the sorts of people you need in your life. I know one ginger narcissist that isn't good looking. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, yeah, fair enough. They're not always good looking, are they? But in my experience, they all have been. And I fell into the bloody trap every blinking time, but not no more. Hi, Grace. How you doing? What you been up to? Good to see you. I'm well behind on the track now, aren't I? But maybe that's how lives are supposed to be. So I watch like these big YouTuber, like for example, Exploring with Fighters or something, and they doing a live, and they don't talk to the chat. They just talk to they're talking to the chat, but they're not like reading the chat. And then they read the chat afterwards, and they must have to go back through like millions of comments. But I think that's the way lives are supposed to be sometimes, because otherwise you never get anything done. They all piled on Jen. Yeah, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Do you see what we were talking about when they go from one person to another? They're never satisfied with just trying to destroy one person's life. They thrive on this. I mean, Sucker Lawyer even admitted once she thrives off drama. Well, at least she was honest about that, and about sucking all the lawyers. I know two ginger nice both. Not you, Flock. Jen, Real Housewife recap. She was topic of conversation. Like, why can't people just leave? Hi, Joe. You all right? Now my shit as a best friend, mum, dad, and totally love white horses. Hi, Kaz. How you doing? What happens to Jen sound reminiscent of other? Yeah, exactly. They're so predictable because they lack the intelligence to come attack someone else in a different strategy, aren't they? So that's how we always know it's coming from them. That's how we know all these X accounts are their flying monkeys. Do you know what I mean? Or it could be them. It could be Ginge actually behind that old geezer account. He doesn't normally like to get his hands dirty. He'll normally get the psychotic to do it for him. Him in someone else's life won't make you exactly. We all just need to live. Yeah, exactly. And people just need to get a grip and get on. Lucy, why though? In my opinion, because of one person. No, I haven't watched any of it, any of Jen's videos, but it's horrible. It must be awful for her. Mhm. took 6 months to get back to normal. I cried at the start. My husband was lovely. Yeah, yeah. Because a grounded husband, a genuine loving husband understands, because he understands women. When a man understands the opposite sex, you know you've got a cracker. Me too. I put 4 stone on with my. Do you know what? I didn't put on my weight from, like, having my daughter. When I had my daughter when I was pregnant, I think I said before, haven't I? No one really knew I was pregnant. I put on a little bit of weight, maybe a stone. I got really obsessed. My cravings were, do you remember those refreshers, ice lollies? I used to have like 2 boxes of them a night, and at night it's probably the worst time. So I think that's where I put on my weight, because I was doing it all the wrong way around, stuffing my face with my cravings at night time. But no one knew I was really pregnant. I just went out to the side a bit, and when I had her, I just lost all the weight and went back to my normal figure again. And then I started like doing kickboxing again and getting fit again. But it's and then I got married, and it's after I got married. This is where it's so weird, because normally it's the other way around, isn't it? When I got divorced, that's when I put a ton of weight on. Because normally, from what I've seen over the years, when women get divorced, they lose a loads of weight, they're straight back out there or whatever, and blah blah blah. And it's within the marriage where they put on a bit of weight. Very weird. Makes me so upset, but people don't realise we are in. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And we can't help falling in love. I do think, especially women, I do think we've all made the mistake of thinking how much we fancy that person, and the idea of that person being our future spouse as love. I don't think you really know what true love is until you actually experience it. And sometimes that ain't going to be for a good looking hunk coming into your life. I mean, mind you, I have seen a couple of, I know this sounds out of order, but I'm just being truthful here. Some really good looking men, tall, not muscly, but just a nice physique. You know, they're married to someone that no one thought they would be married to, a butch girl with, I don't know, let's just pretend tattoos on her face. Not that that's an issue, but you look at them and you wouldn't think they're a couple. You just think they're a sister or a friend. But then you see them holding hands. And you always get those comments like, oh, he must be doing. And it's the same with the other opposite way around. Like a friend of mine who used to live down this street, actually, beautiful hourglass figure. People used to say about her partner, right? He must be doing something right. She's gorgeous. What's she doing? It's always the same negative attitude, isn't it? When that hunk over there is walking along with his fat girlfriend or wife that he loves dearly, and doesn't even look or bothered about all the other perfect hourglass figure beach babes walking past because he's so into his girl. It doesn't, that really annoys me, because it's the same negative attitude. Just because they've chosen a not so looking person to be with doesn't make anyone else give anyone the right to judge who that person should be with. Like, oh, he's really handsome, he deserves an equal. Love is love. Do you know what I mean? You know, and we're all guilty of being shallow. I'm guilty of being shallow, and I know now I've got no right to be shallow, because I'm no spring chicken. We're all aging. Some people, they haven't got the gift of a really good metabolism. As you age, you're gonna, once you was a young, fit, good-looking bird, and as you've got older, looks change. Your skin's, everything starts to go south. Your skin starts to go a bit weird. But then you get some people that are just blessed with good skin all their life. They just get the odd wrinkle as they get older. You know, and I just think we all need to work on our shallow side, because me personally, I don't want to miss out on the right man for me because of what I'm used to having, and that's extremely good looking men in my life. I don't want to miss that chance with the right man. Do you get what I mean? And I think we all need to change our attitude towards looks, especially. Right, where did that one go? Blair kept saying, you all keep talking about Trevor needing to take account. How about Jen? Hang on a sec. What's Jen done, though? What's Jen done? You know, Don, what's Jen done that gives you the right to do that to someone? And I heard she was fat shaming. Well, let's hope that you don't become fat overnight all of a sudden then, Don, okay? Because I will be the first one fat shaming you back. Nasty bitch. I was in the military. I had to be careful before I settled down. You get such, yeah, just don't fuck around and ship all that for own doorstep travel for me. Yeah. Yeah, I have heard in the military all sorts go on, but it's hard for all of you out there. Even the married people out there, it must be really hard. You're away from your boyfriends and spouses for long periods of time. And that's where they themselves need to be grounded and say no. I'd rather go and whack one out in the loo. Still, oh, bless you. Right, sorry, I am getting there, guys. I am getting down the chat. Any curious timing that Ag spoke out now and why all channels know yet? Very, very curious. Yeah, that is because of the offspring flock. A woman always know the kid is hers. A guy never know for sure without a DNA test. Oh, yeah, that's true. Very true. Hubby hates I have affectionate for this person. Yep. So easy to put on weight and didn't understand as I eat too, and quite honestly puked up most of the way through. Not so bad when had daughter. Yeah. Yeah. Us women, we do have to go for a lot, don't we? How long has that geezer been? I don't know. Bear with. Talk amongst yourself. I just need to get a painkiller because my neck's killing again tonight. Hang on. I don't know. The people that told me, I forgot to ask them how. I think it's quite new. Don't worry, I'll ask them later. Oh no, they're here. Shut the door. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, honestly, do you know what? I don't know if any of you have ever had bad whiplash, but it never bloody goes. When I did, I got this permanent whiplash, if you like, when I had a car accident. It wasn't my fault either. Went to hospital. They didn't tell me that it was going to last me all my life. And then it's only like a couple of years ago when I went to see a different physio person. He told me whiplash can be very destabilising. They should have warned you about all this, all of that when you went to hospital. I said, well, I'm going to have to send them an email then, aren't I? God. That's because they made that, it's only whiplash, it'll only last like a few months. But it's been, nearly 20 years now, and I'm still in pain non-stop. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but the NHS is not fit for purpose, in my personal opinion. It needs reform. There's lots of organisations that need reform. I was going to say something else as well. I can't remember now. When I remember, I'll do it on Monday. But yeah. Right, let's get down that chat. Very weird. Very weird, in my opinion, because Jen told Tricky to F off. Yeah. Yeah. He got rejected. He got rejected and he's going back shit crazy and trying to set her up. I can't get a live of a narcissist. I must, and I truly, I think that. Yeah. Yeah. You and your hubby are solid, and I'm really glad about that, Joe. Julianne, anyone who turns him down, he goes up. Yeah, Never actually watched Meghan's Mole. I must do that. It's anyway, it's cooled down tonight. It's lovely out there now. Yeah, yeah. By him. We all know it's him. Maybe Bron should yeah. Maybe Bron should get some. Maybe Bron is getting around on her bike for all the wrong reasons. Being angry. Can you imagine her pink rinse hair and really angry face? Rrr! And all it is, Bron, is you're sexually frustrated. Go and find the nearest bloke, as long as he's single, and go up to his room and give him a good bang. That's all you need. That's all you need, love. Who's behind the curtain? Why is there so much drama around this tricky? This sounds like this has been ingrained for years. Yeah, yeah, it has been. Ever since them lot turned up, it's been nothing but problems. Mum and Dad were divorcing ours. Oh, that's a shame, Joe. Everyone's showing their true colours. Yeah, exactly. Pay attention, everybody. And this is what happens when you stay silent. And it's beautiful. Get knotted. That's $1 million question. Yeah. I listened to Bron this morning. I really listened. I feel for her now more than I did, and I think I understand her better. She's trauma bonded with. Yeah, that's very, very true. Yeah, yeah, you're right there. It is a trauma bond, but she needs to know that not going to let her off the hook. She's a predator. Yeah, yeah. They're all predators. The snakes, the rats, the Judases. They're all predators. And by the way, you lot, that's nothing to be proud of, because look at you now. You're on a high. Some of you are on a high at the moment. It's going to go boom at some time. Yeah, she is. Yeah, and it's like I've said a million times. It's because they shut all the asylums down. I mean, I know they've got Broadmoor over here. I don't know what they've got over in America, but they need to sort something out. I absolutely see that she's gone after everyone, and she goes frighteningly overboard. Yeah, it's a really, really sad life she leads. Yep, exactly. He certainly does. Live that you ain't scared of smoking. I don't care. I don't care. If I ever decide to buy some wacky backy, I'll still do it on here and tell you I've got nothing to hide. Jen and Arnold Geezer should keep it amongst themselves. He's been going over lots of platforms complaint. Yeah, well, that's what he's doing. He's laying the groundwork for psychological warfare. And this is how Tricky operates. Fifi hurt you. How did she hurt you, Jimmy? Tell me all about it, and I'll have a go at her. I'll send her an email. Face it, guys, she loves my emails. She loves it. Well, not emails, one email. I never heard of these. Yeah, it's from what I've been told. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, she has hurt a lot of people. I did see him on Jen's live. I unsub from her when you sing for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was told when they did a live, it was quite gross. Thanks, Sylvia. You got to just dip out. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah, you have to. Once you step back and look in, or other people looking for you, you'll see. You'll see what's really going on. You'll see the agendas. You'll see the lies. You'll see the games. And that's when it becomes a beautiful thing, because you know not to waste your time with certain people. And I'm not saying to you, to anyone on here, you can't go and watch that person or that person. I'm not a control freak. And I've also heard as well that a certain psychotic is taking, control over trying to, well, literally taking control over other people's channels. Oh, block that one, get rid of that one, mute that one. Wow, what a great friend to have in your life. Boom. I love a good boom. Oh, it will certainly be a mic drop moment. Oh dear. But yeah, it is, you have to pity them. And I know I go on about things and then I go on a mission with Feral and that lot, but that's different. That's different. They're not in my life. They never served me or had a part of my life, if that makes sense, apart from obviously trying to bait me, spreading for, uh, defamation and stuff. But when someone's come into your life for a purpose and you figured them out, that's a totally different ball game. That's when I will go. I will counterbait just once, and then let the universe do the rest. People think they're clever, but they're not, because I'm not easily fooled. All channels that support Tricky has blocked me. Oh well, charming. That's just. I need a cigarette. Why do? Oh, they. I hated that they're all for freedom of speech, but they block anyone. It's ridiculous. And I hate it when people say, "Oh, everyone keeps deleting the comments." Oh, no, they're not. It's you doing it, you lying bastard. I've had enough of the nastiness. We used to, yeah, exactly. We used to all get along well until certain characters started coming in, you know. And Tweedledum and Tweedledee, bloody hell, they've been stalking me for years. They were hunting me down before I even knew they existed. Really funny that is. I watched the Live and went over to the other to see my first thought boat woman. I love it when you call her boat woman. Knew that she was capable of by making up false evidence that doesn't trust anything. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Wear it as a badge of honour, Julianne. Yep. Yeah, wear it as a badge of honour. You don't want to. You don't want to mingle with those weirdos. Get knotted. Blair put out pics on her channel. They could just be. Yeah, exactly. And you know what she's like. She's got some front going after Jen after she sucked all the lawyers off. What a hypocrite. Agree. Not my style. I'm honest. Yeah, very true. It's called Vibrant. It's called Vibrant Plots. Honest, I couldn't. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. And me and someone I know. We were talking about it the other day. I've never actually had the guts to buy one. Have you? I know a lot of single women do, but I just wouldn't have the guts to buy a toy. Do you know what I mean? It would just be the shame, just in case it got, sent to the wrong address. I'd never live it down. Oh my God. I just wouldn't have the guts. I commend any woman out there that has got one and just didn't care about if it got sent to the wrong address and they opened it and then saw your name and they're like, oh, what's she been up to? It's not fair though when you see people in chat slagging you off and you can't reply. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, Julianne, let them crack on with it because you know it's all lies. Bear with, chat amongst yourself. I just need to get another drink. I forgot to bring the bottle of the big bottle of water in with me. Right, I'm back. Oh my God, who's that outside? Riff again. Oh my God. There's so much riff-raff around here lately. What the hell is going on? God, I shall have to get my bodyguard out there in a moment. Yes, Tricky, another thing. My bodyguard might be watching tonight, so no funny business. Because they've had to up the security. Because people talk too much. But it's all fun and games. Right, what's it? Right, gonna take 5. My phone is yelling at me that I have to take the trash out. I thought I was. No, I understand that, Monica. Do you know what phones these days? They're so fucking crap, aren't they? Can you remember the old Nokias? You used to throw them. The battery used to last for about a month. They were brilliant. Yeah, and it's cruel, and they do it on purpose because they know that you can't reply. Yeah, they're cowards. They're very weak people. I'm no saint, but Willie one day, oh cheese and stuff. What? No, Jim. Last time we attempted to no, actually, guys, can you remember? Because you're going to have to help me remember because I can't remember that well. If I remember rightly, Jim, you wanted to play bingo, but it wasn't really bingo, was it? Bingo, in your mind, is just a cover for talking about porn, isn't it? Carry on. I don't care. Just don't send me any DPs. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, just weird ones like me. Well, you know, what is normal nowadays? Someone please tell me what is a normal character nowadays. It's good to be weird. Stay weird. It's brilliant. And I see their name and have a chance. I take notes of their name and reply to them that way. Yeah, good idea. Where's Scrooge tonight? He normally likes to come and try and distract me. Busting for a stalker. No, Joe, you don't want a stalker. I'll tell you what. Tell your husband will start stalking you, then it won't be so weird. Yeah, get like that. Her channel got pulled and came back with a warning. Oh, whose channel? Who's Bron's? Oh, Joe. Bron is very mentally disturbed, and Kaz said it earlier. I can't remember. Very codependent on Fiona. Fiona has sucked her right in, and now she's obsessed, and she has a pink rinse in her hair. Exciting bin day. Yeah, it was bin day for us yesterday. I made sure I took them all out too. Right, that's why they have been so popular for as long as. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Why are we obsessed so blah, 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 so obsessed with drama? I mean, yeah, we're all guilty of liking a bit of drama. I mean, I used to watch EastEnders, and couldn't wait to see what happened at Christmas to see if the Vic blew up or something. But I think a bit of drama's healthy, but not when it's ongoing. One called me a bitch. I saw her name in Graham's channel and said, "Back at ya." Yeah. Or the best thing to do with stupid people like that, Julianne, is just ask them to repeat it. That disarms them. They don't know what to do with that. Yeah, she's a pink rinse devil. Stop for a moment to comment. Busy one there. No, you're all right. Take your time. Human nature likes drama, but I'm talking about those who take, yes, exactly, sadistic pleasure out of it. That's now, in my opinion, that is not normal. They need to all go to Broadmoor. They do, don't they? Like to white breasted, and that's why she's making a right tit of us. Oh dear. Really, thanks, how's you? I've been busy listening to all of that. Oh God, honestly, Avril, isn't it a joke? I mean, this is why other people do it on my behalf, because it would just like send me asleep if I ended up watching everything. Yes, Julianne, I think every normal person. You're behind, yes, Flock, not insulted your Oh dear. Flock, you're shitting, getting your crap to go. I still Oh, the swear jar. Oh, I forgot about that. I think I needed to use the money up in that, so I'll have to start again. Jen rejected them. Yeah, narcissist hates being rejected because they just assume they can get anyone they want. Number one friend is not her. Yes, and your spouse should be your number one friend. True soul mate is quite calm and yes, and that's the sort of husband we all need in our lives, lady. You know, and if you're single and you've got any good male friends out there, your male friends should be able to sense by now when you also need a cuddle, and they should do it. Now, I'm not really I'm more of a, I wouldn't say tomboy, but I prefer having males as friends because men don't bitch. They're just brutally honest about certain things. They know it's hard to explain, but I think you understand my and girls are just bitchy. Men aren't bitchy. They have a bit of a moan up or this, that, and the other, but and they're good, and they're the sort of friends, especially men as well, because their whole thinking pattern is completely different. They would just have your back in rooms you're not in anyway, because they'd be like, "Oh no, I'm not interested in gossip. That's a woman's thing." Do you know what I mean? But I've had some really good male friends in my life that they understand if I go silent. They understand if I'm feeling a bit horny and need a bit of banter. They understand, and they also understand why I need a cuddle, why I need a hand. Little things like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think when you've got men friends like that, it's really, really healthy. Really, really healthy for any woman. And it's also teaching that guy how to be a grounded husband for some lucky lady in the future. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes, men out there, if you've got friends as girls, go and give them a hug sometimes because they need it. We all need a bit of intimacy, of not like sexual intimacy. We all need a hug from each other sometimes. And I just think there's something about a man giving a woman a cuddle that's extra special without it going any further, without it being sexual. And I think that is a real good bond between a male and a female friend, because they know when that woman needs a hug, when she's PMT. Yeah, okay, okay, all right, calm down. Come here, give us a hug. Uh, Men, go and do that to your female friends because they need it, especially if they haven't got anyone like a male husband in their life or a partner. They need that sometimes. Joe, here comes Nosy Nora. Number one friend is my husband. Oh, we've done that one. Sorry, guys, I'm really behind here. They were slut, shame. Oh, yeah, because apparently she used to be on the Real Housewife thingy, didn't she? As this is what happens when I start having the conversation, getting the topic out the way, and then I have to deal with the chat afterward. But I've figured out that's the way a life's supposed to be. Because as you know, if I start talking and then looking at the chat, we'll never get anything done. And my expert advice, will not be appreciated because I haven't been able to talk about it. I'm glad you're okay. I've been hoping in 10 minutes. Oh, dear, Jen. Yeah, she looks lovely. She lost some. Yeah, good for Jen for losing all that weight. Good for you, Jen. It's none of anyone's business. Why would yeah, it's nothing to do with it's between Tricky and Jen. You lot need to keep your fucking ugly noses out of it. Fucking scum. Excuse my language, I'm getting a mission then. If I'm not because she wasn't the prettiest one on the block, meaning Blair. Mm, who's somewhere? Yeah, she thinks she's God's gift to men, doesn't she? I bet she's been gets rejected. Probably because everyone knows she sucks all the lawyers, so can't be trusted. I mean, fancy having a sucker lawyer as your wife or girlfriend. Should be cheating left, right, and centre. Get knotted. Her literally has bipolar. Exactly. I've worked with bipolar people, and they're definitely not like her. Shit, sorry, I haven't said a word. Talk friends. Oh, that's like a young footballer who's with a beautiful curvy girl, and everyone is saying that's it. That's what I was looking. The word I was. He's punching. That's it. This punching malarkey needs to stop. It really does. Marking you Blanford and Johnny. Yeah, she's obsessed because she thinks she's over there. Over there, she can get away with it. Yeah, she really needs help. How did Blair know Johnny Mercer? Oh, she's yeah. I never like men who are muscled. Yeah, I don't like muscly men like that. They're really gross. Men, please don't do that to yourself. It's not attractive. Shallow Hal. Right. Have I seen that? I don't. Is it on Netflix, Jim? I love being with someone who thinks about your feelings, give genuine compliment. Yeah, no, I'm glad you got a good hubby there, Sylvia. Yeah, I mean, I know us women can be hard work, PMT, periods, going on the menopause. Oh God, I'm dreading that. Oh, I really am dreading that, the menopause thing. Oh my God, what's it like? Oh God. If it's anything like mother, then I just want to go to Mars. Oh my God, I'm dreading it. But yeah, I think when you've got a husband that is grounded and knows, and they don't do it just to keep the peace all the time. They do it because they understand how their woman is feeling because they put themselves in their wife's or partner's shoes. You know, I for a long time now I've been saying, "Oh, I've got to lose some weight, otherwise I'll never find anyone." And like my family sort of agree, and in a way, yes, I have got to get my act together, and I have been. Apart from yesterday, I had a McDonald's. But if a man was to come along now, even if it was just a good friend, and then we got together, even though I've like put on weight, then it just goes to show, doesn't it? He's not shallow. And whatever I need to do, I know he's going to work through it with me and we'll do it together. Do you know what I mean? Then I'll feel obviously more confident, when it comes to the bed situation, because even when I did have a really good figure, I was always the lights off kind of woman. And I look back now and I think, why? Why did I turn the light off when I had an hourglass figure? Do you know what I mean? But apparently, I forget her name. What's her name? A celebrity who's got a really nice figure. She's like that as well with her husband, lights off. I don't understand that. Mhm, mhm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. 44 years. Well done, Julianne. That's impressive. Oh, can you hear me now, Lucy? Sorry, I'm still. Go treasure him, you'll get it all back. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because it's always about, isn't it? All the wives, blah blah blah. But people forget husbands need looking after too. You know, despite them being the head of the house in a way, that's how it's naturally been, if that makes sense. And I don't want that to sound sexist. They're the provider, they're the carer, you know. And it's very rare to get a husband that's that grounded that can just look at you and know when you need a cuddle. You know, that's really rare nowadays. Mhm. Yeah, muscles. Oh, muscles. Oh, they're just gross. I'm sorry. I don't know how men can think that that's even attractive. Apparently, muscly men. Actually, I did. I did date just for a couple of days because I didn't like the a muscly man, and I must admit they do have the smallest dicks. And he was quite tall as well. And normally it's the taller men that have the bigger dicks, isn't it? And this one, so that there's got to be something in muscle building that works all the other muscles except for that one down there. It seems to shrink it. Like Silver, we check one another. We actually like one another. Lovely God. Yeah, exactly. Has your husband got a brother, Joe? Yeah, amateur 52 years. Oh, here we go. Competition. Well, they always talk about them, not the grooming. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot more important things need to be talking about. So I know Sylvia would be on board with this, but what about all of you lot start, you know, the grooming game malarkey? What do you think about that? Oh, you see ball on Saturday, who oh my god. Lady C, can you please make sure your silverware is in a secret bunker somewhere? Oh god, I'd love to be there. I would love to be there if they were going. I would actually go. I'd just sit in a chair and just observe. Not the girls from Rochdale. Cry you had a tweet. I'm more concerned with the survivors of the. Yeah, that's true. Can't think of anything worse than attending a ball full of boring people. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Mm. I think when you're going to things like that, you've got to make sure you either go with the right person or people, or it's going to be similar character. I know obviously not all parties have the same characters as you, but fancy going to a place where it's just boring, like Sylvia says, toffee nosed. No, yeah, that was so funny when Fifi thing said, "Oh yeah, we've been invited," and then me and Michelle came along and said, "Liar, pants on fire. You need to buy a ticket." And then she had to go back on what she said. That was brilliant. Yeah. Oh no, he'll probably make someone else pay for him. Yeah, she will get backlash, and I think she's already started to get backlash as soon as she had Fifi and Tricky on her channel. They, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been to HM garden parties. Does that make me special? No, pretty much. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Do they know how to use etiquette or attention? Oh dear. Am I nearly at the bottom yet, guys? Because I'm gonna have to go in a minute. The dog's crossing her legs. Tricky will ensure he gets enough fuel from his granny arm. Oh my god! Yeah, right. Psst, over here, you lot, my loyal fans. You know Tricky, and you know that Scottish Debs. They've been having online sex. Is she married? Let me know. Da 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 da. If she is, I hope her husband finds out and divorces her. He really does need to be shown as chummy with. Yeah, it's bad. Can you see Tricky going on and on about his new friend ladies? Oh my god, yeah. God, they do him especially. And someone told me the other day that he's now started putting emojis of like his face as an emoji. It was fucking bad enough, Tricky, when you started doing your merch with your mugshot on mugs, t-shirts, and you copying other authors' quotes and putting your name under it. That was bad enough. Talk about extreme self-absorbedness. God. Can you believe they call it? Oh, I mean, whatever floats your boat, mate. But that really isn't my cup of tea. I wouldn't know the meaning of the word, Julianne. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know what word you're talking about. So I'm just going along with the flow now. Oh God, no! Pink rinse basin cup woman riding her bicycle. God, I can't cope. I'm sure there will be many who'll bombard her. Yeah. Monkey Tricky nearly peed his pants when Don Wootton got in touch with him. Oh dear. I wonder if Tucky oh God, yes, he will. He will be like a peacock. You're 100% right there. He will be acting like a peacock. Can you imagine him? You know when he's like being cocky and does that with his tie, that like that, like that. Do you know what? I make myself laugh. I say to you lot, like earlier when I was doing the catwalk, I say to you all like that, coming down the stairs like that, swinging your hips. None of you can see me do it. I make myself laugh. It's honestly, I find myself quite entertaining sometimes. It's brilliant. Right, what did I do with that? Oh, that's over there. What's that doing over there? Bloody hell. He will be going around like a peacock. He certainly will. What's that going through the sky? Hmm. Normally the army jets aren't allowed out this time of night, are they? I mean, yeah, they're allowed out at night, but they're not allowed over civilian areas. They just go to the Mac Loop or something. I wonder what's going on. There's been a few of them fly over here the last 10 minutes. He will have a nice one from Tamu. Oh my God, yeah, Tamu. He likes Tamu. Do you remember when he bought the trainers? Or no, he got the trainers off Tamu to promote something and he got them free. For goodness sake. Honestly. As well as that and his mail order girlfriends. Bloody hell. Just like someone else and her mail order boyfriends. They're only after your passport, love. Well, it's true. You know, they must say, oh, have you seen the ones on Candle Board House of YouTube? You lot are so naughty, it's brilliant. Can you imagine if Tricky tried suing us all? That'd be hilarious. We'd all bowl in the courtroom like, yeah, come on then. Oh dear. And I'll tell you another thing. That's what I was going to say. Another very important thing. Tell me if I've said it because I can't remember. I'm at that age where I have to be reminded. People like tricky, narcissists, insecure people that act tough when they're with other people, but when they're alone in real life, they would never show you their neck. And we all know what it means when someone shows you their neck. Take Wade Wilson, for example. I did mention that earlier, didn't I? There's a clapped out junkie that lives down the road. Actually, she's one of these girls that thinks she's like the mafia. It's so funny. She goes around causing people all sorts of problems, and then I cornered it a couple of weeks ago. No, about a month ago now. She was with all her mates, and she'd really badly pissed me off. She did something really nasty to my daughter when she was little, and I hadn't forgotten it. I was just waiting until the right time. Anyway, because she's one of these people that has to act up in a crowd, I just like to make the point with people like that that I will do it alone. And if she wants a fight, we go in the field alone. And yeah, she didn't know what to do. In fact, none of them knew what to do. They weren't expecting that. They weren't expecting someone to have the guts to bowl up to that little clapped out chunky up there and in front of all her mates and grab her by the throat. Well, not grab by the throat, by the collar. And I think every single mother and father out there, when someone's done something that bad to your offspring, I think you would have done something a lot sooner. What she done was revolting, absolutely revolting. And I don't like to think about it because it hurts. Hurts. I can't explain it. Hurts because she was only little. She didn't understand. And you don't do that to a child. Do you know what I mean? And now she knows I know. I'll never let her forget that I know. And if she wants to start piping up to me, she needs to realise who she's dealing with. I never done kickboxing for no reason. And I'm not saying I'm hard. But I'm just saying, you piss me off and you do that to a child. In fact, I would have done the same thing to her if she'd done that to any child. It's disgusting. Fucking weirdo. You know, and do you know what I mean, though? She's the sort of yappy little chihuahua that's only tough when she's with people. When she's on her own, she won't show you her neck. Stupid little rat. But considering what she done to Leah, I think I was very, very, very strict with myself. Right. Just like the Rolex stores, you can't go on a Rolex store and buy one with a waiting list. Yeah, exactly. Julian Candle's live panel looked like they were straight out of Victoria Wood scheme. You lot are so funny. God, I really am behind. Right, guys, I'm going to have to start speeding up now. Right, done that one. Night, Joe. Thanks for popping in. Oh, Little Britain. Do you remember that? Oh, God. They always get rid of the good things, don't they? Right, so I've noticed tricky self-government that encourages the "we love you" comment from the Incans from other continents who probably haven't left their shucking years. Yeah, true. Yeah, no, absolutely, he does that. He's so predictable. Yeah, ridiculous. HG. Oh, you mean HG Tudor, Jen? My hubby made a robin out of a robin spoon for our friend who lost her childhood friend recently. She believes if a robin appears. Yeah. Oh, bless him. Oh, that's really lovely. I bet he oh, Sylvia. You know Russ has put that done that new community thing where me and you were having that little bit of banter about the burgers. Would it be all right if you posted it on there so I can see it? I bet it looks lovely. Oh, bless his heart. No idea what they're attracted to. He has the look of a knight. Yeah, true. Because his personality makes him ugly. I'm sorry, it does. If he was a lovely man, then the women that wouldn't normally think he's their cup of tea would think different. Do you know what I mean? There is a saying, if a robin is, yeah. I get a little robin every morning when I have a ciggy out the window before work. There's a little robin. I don't know if it's the same one because they all look the bloody same, don't they? It always pops up on the fence on the garden and just stays there like watching me. I've never thought anything of it until, like Sylvia said. Shallow Hal is a clever film, the way it was done. Easy to watch, you'll laugh a lot, but also a most. Oh, right, is that on Netflix? Because do you know what? I got rid of my TV licence. Well, I don't have a TV licence, but because I got that was it. Yeah, I got rid of Sky because I'm sorry. It just repeats even on the Pikey package. You know, it's just you get a load of shit. And my friend said because she's got the full, you know, Lou, she's got the full package. because her husband likes the football and stuff. Dan's her husband. He's helping us out with a few things behind the scenes sometimes, not all the time when he can. But he likes the footy and like the, the Disney stuff. But he said to me the other day, even that's just like shit repeats. And he said, what's the point in paying for all of this? And I said, well, just get rid of it. Stupid sod. What is the standard these days? Still looking like someone with anorexia. Are we talking about weight? Yeah. Mm. Well, I don't think, skinny is attractive. If I was I like something to grab. It seems those who don't have nothing are fewer than those who are voting to. Yeah, that's true. Get knotted, tricky, small dicky. Julianne, don't put any ideas into Jim's head because he'll start, trying to pretending to play bingo. I hope there will be lots of photos of the ball. Tricky won't stand out because we can't find him unless they can. Oh, that's another thing. I think it was GB News I saw it on earlier. The council was stopping the bin men because of the heat. Bloody wimps. God. Right, guys, I'm just going to scroll down a few here. I think, right, I'm done. Thank you for joining us, Julianne. But I've got to go now, guys. It's, yikes, it's 10:20. But thank you, Jen, Julie, Get Knotted, everyone, Sylvia, Kaz, and anyone else I've missed. I've got to go because the dog's going to be moaning at me in a minute. But I'll, oh, hang on. With Candle's accent sing, there was a little tricky with a little. I'll put that on before I go. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you all on Monday. I don't know what we'll do Monday. I'll see what I can find, or if I've just whatever. But thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate appreciate you all, and I will see you all on Monday. Toodaloo, and don't forget, stay grounded amongst the chaos. And men out there, just please take my expert advice, okay? I agree, happy wife, happy life, but you've also got to be happy too. And I forgot what I was going to say, so I'm going to go. Anyway, love you guys. Take care. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.